Hello everyone. So if you are a student applying for your postgraduate work permit, or you are a spouse of an international student, or a temporary worker, or a permanent resident, or you are applying to renew your work permit, or you are restoring your work permit, so this particular video is for you. Okay, so here as a principal applicants, so one of the main form which you need to fill is IMM5710. Okay, so in this video we are going to cover from where we can get this form and how we can fill it out. So let's begin. Okay, so this is the place where you can download your 5710 form. Okay, so this is a generic guide 5553 applying for work permit inside Canada. Okay, so what you can do is click on the completing the form, application to change condition or extend your stay in Canada. Just click on 5710. This form will get downloaded. So I have already downloaded this form. Okay, so before start filling this form, let me tell you one thing. I'm going to cover most of the places, most of the areas where it creates confusion. Okay, but still if you have any doubts, you can just write in the comment box. I will definitely try to report. Okay, so the first thing is UCI number. So what is UCI number? It's a 8 to 10 digit number you receive if you have any kind of visa for Canada. So it will be there in your visa record or IRCC account. So here you have to mention your UCI number, and for example I'm just mentioning any number, but you have to mention your UCI number. Second one is I want service in English. Third one, I'm applying for one or more of the following. Okay, the first one you need to click if you're applying to renew your work permit with the same employer. Second one you need to click if you are restoring your work permit. Give me a quick second. So I'm assuming that you are a visitor and you are applying for your open work permit very first time, so you need to click here. Okay, then come to the personal detail. The first one is your full name. So whatever is your name, you just mention here. Okay, so have you ever used any nickname or something? So if you have used, click yes, and you have to mention the details here. If not, just I'm assuming no. Okay, third one in personal detail, it's self-explanatory. Okay, so your date of birth, so you have to mention your date of birth. So just for example, I'm just putting any number here. Place of birth, so you have to mention your place of birth and your country. Okay, the next one is the citizenship. So if you are from India or wherever, for any other country, you have to mention here. Seventh one is current country or territory of residence. So definitely it would be Canada. Okay, as I mentioned in this video, like you are filling this form within Canada, inside Canada. Okay, so you have to mention here as Canada, and your status is, so if you're a worker and you're applying to renew your work permit, so you need to mention worker. So in this video I'm assuming that you are a visitor here. Okay, so just mention visitor. Okay, so whatever the validity of your visitor visa, so you have to mention here. Okay, so you have to mention your visa validity. Okay, you so just for example I'm putting any number here. Okay, number 8. Okay, during the past 5 years have you lived in any country or territory other than your country of citizenship or your current country of territory? Okay, so in number 8 it says like if your our citizenship, is from India and you are here in Canada. Okay, so if you have lived in any other country from apart from Canada or India in last 5 years for more than 6 months, so you have to mention the details here. Okay, you have to mention the details here. If you have not, so just click it no. Okay, so I'm just assuming no. Your current marital status. So as I said, you are filling this form as a spouse of an international student or a temporary worker, so you have to mention here as a married. Okay, so now you need to mention your marriage date. Okay, date of your marriage. So whatever your date of marriage, you have to mention here. Okay, so I'm just, for example, I'm putting any number. Okay, and your spouse or common law partner's name you have to mention. So whatever your spouse name you have to mention. Just for example, I'm just giving any hypothetical name. Okay, okay. If you are married or in common law relationship, a Canadian citizen or permanent resident, so just assume no. Okay. In personal detail, so have you previously been married or in a common law relationship? So if you have previously married, so you have to mention the details here. You have to click yes and you have to mention the details here. Okay. If not, so I'm just assuming no. Okay. Then your native language you have to mention here. So I'm just mentioning here Hindi. So whatever is your native language, you have to mention here. Okay, so are you able to communicate in English or French? So you can update it here. Okay, have you taken a test from a designated testing agency to assess your proficiency in English or French? If you have taken, so you have to mention the detail. If you're not, no problem, you can just mention no. Okay, so the next one is your passport detail. So whatever is your passport detail, you have to mention. So I'm just hypothetically I'm giving any number here. So whatever is your passport, sorry, whatever is your passport detail, you have to mention here. Okay, so the country or territory of issue, so you have to mention your country. Okay, your issue date and the expiry date you have to mention. You can mention your issue and expiry date of your passport here, and then okay, national identity documents. So do you have a national identity document? So um, so few people, just mention the documents like Aadhaar card or the passport. So if even if you don't want to mention, you can just click it here no. That's doesn't make any difference here. Or else if you want, you can update your passport detail here. USPR card. Okay, are you a lawful permanent resident of a US citizen or you have a valid? So I'm just assuming as no. Okay, contact information you have to mention here. So as I said, you are filling this form inside Canada, so you have to mention your current address. So whatever is your current address, you have to mention here. Okay, city, Toronto, Canada, Ontario. Okay, so update your postal address here. Residential address, so I'm just assuming your mailing address and your residential address is the same. Your telephone number, you have to mention your telephone number details here. Make sure you mention your email ID. Whatever your email ID is, you have to mention here. So it just, for example, I'm just putting an email ID number ID here. Date and the place of your original entry to Canada. So the very first time when you land to Canada, you need to update that particular date here. Okay. So I'm just giving any hypothetical number here. Okay, place, you can mention the Pearson airport. The original purpose for coming to Canada. Okay, family visit, you can mention here. Date and place of your most recent entry to Canada, if not the same as original entry. So let's assume, so this is the first time you entered Canada, so you have the same number, so you don't have to update here anything here. Okay, if applicable, provide the documents number of the most recent visitor record. Okay, so the documents number you need to provide. So where you will get your documents number will be there in your visa, which is there in your passport also, and also the documents number you will get on the very first day you enter Canada at the time of immigration. So the latest documents name number you need to mention here. Okay, so whatever the documents number is, you can mention here. So I'm just giving any hypothetical number here. What type of work permit are you applying for? Okay, so you're applying for an open work permit. Detail of your prospective employer, attach the original letter of employment. Okay, so let's assume you're applying for a open work permit, so you don't need any other documents. You can just leave it blank, all these things. Okay, here education. So here you need to mention the most recent your higher education. Okay, if you have completed your bachelor's and your master's, so what you need to mention here, you need to mention your master's degree, not the bachelor one. Okay, so you can update the date to and from. So I'm just giving any hypothetical number. Like MBA. Okay, okay, so let's come to the next point, employment. Okay, so employment, you need to mention the most recent your work experience, and you can go keep going back. Okay, so what you can do here, so when you landed to Canada, from that particular day to the date when you are filling this form, you are unemployed because you have the visitor visa. Okay, so definitely you need to mention that particular duration also in this form. Okay, so let's assume 2023, sorry, 23 April 2023 October. Okay, you are unemployed, so you can definitely mention here unemployed XY. Okay, mention here NA, city Toronto, country of territory is Canada, province Ontario. So I'm just assuming this particular, so you can update whatever your location there in Canada. Employment second number. Okay, so Here you can it's just a self-explanatory. You can just update whatever the experience you have, like chart manager, XYZ company, sorry, Mumbai, India. Okay, so you can just update from and to whatever the duration you have, then just keep going down and update your details here. Okay, if you have a number of employees that you worked in last 10 years, okay, I think I have not mentioned here. Okay, so you can see here, give the detail of the employment for the past 10 years. So you need to mention your employment for last past 10 years. So if this, okay, if you have in this 10 years of journey that you worked more than three employees or two employees, so definitely what you can do is you can make a separate excel sheet, oh sorry, a separate word here. Let me show you employment addendum to page 3, employment continues. Okay, so this is how you can make it, okay, a format, and you can update your work experience. See, it start from and to your your role, your company name, your city, your country, your state or province, whatever it is. So this is how you can make it, and you can attach with that particular page. Okay, so let's go back to the form. Background information now. Okay, so here just update, just assume it's no. No. Have you ever remained beyond the validity of your status? Okay. Have you ever remained validity of status? No. Have you ever been refused your visa or a permit? So just assume no. If yes, so you can update it here. It won't make any difference here. Okay. Have you previously applied to enter remain in Canada? So definitely you have received your first visa as a visitor, and again you are applying for a open work permit. So what you can do, you need to mention here yes. Okay, and here you need to mention the date you entered Canada. Okay, so applied on you can say applied on 2022 uh, December, whatever uh, the date, with document number. So whatever the document number, you can just mention here. Okay, so any number, hypothetically I'm just updating here. Next, have you ever committed, been arrested? So definitely it's assume no. Okay, did you serve in military and all, civil defense and also, just assume no here. And are you have been associated with the political party or anything else? So just assume no. Have you ever witnessed any and participated any ill treatment or prison or okay, just assume no here again. Okay, so do you consent to be contacted by IRCC? Do you consent means you just need to mention yes. Okay, you're giving a permit to them so they can contact you. You just have to write your name and the particular date, whatever. Okay, so you don't have to just print this form and sign it, so make sure you just write your name. Okay, so once you're done with that, you can do what you can do, you can just click on valid. So once you click on valid, you will get this barcode. It means you have completed your forms. Okay, so you can now upload it there in the IRCC account you have created. Okay.